I wanted to chat today about some really simple tips for SEO or search engine optimization that you can use to get your website ranking a little bit higher now that digital platforms are so much more important because everyone is at home and not going to shops and ordering services and things like that. So just really quickly, first thing you need to make sure for SEO is make sure that your website is actually mobile responsive. So over the last few years, more and more people are searching on mobiles than on laptops or desktops. So if your website doesn't respond in an appropriate manner, depending on what device people are looking at, if it doesn't resize your images, if it doesn't change the layout in what's called responsive manner, then Google is not going to want to send people there. It's really strict on that since a few years ago. So either check it yourself or get your web developer or whoever's managing your website to make sure that even just jump on your iPhone and just bring up your own website and see what it looks like. And if it's not great, then you'll need to fix that before anything else is really going to help. Secondly, update your website all the time. Do new blogs, change your photos, change your content. Updating your website lets Google know that you're still in business, that you're engaged, that if they send someone to that website, then they're probably going to find relevant information, that if they send an inquiry, you'll get back to them, things like that. So Google really wants to make sure that whenever they direct a person to a website, that's going to be a helpful and useful place for them to go. And anytime you update content, that assures the Google algorithms that you're going to be that business for them. When you're updating content, it's really important to think about keywords. So keywords are the words that people will type into the little search bar. And it's obviously going to be different depending on your industry and your service or your product. But think about the sorts of things that people will type into Google that you want your website to come up for, and then when you're typing your about page, or when you're typing product descriptions, or when you're writing news and blogs, just have a little list of those keywords that you really want to rank well for next year, and make sure you use them as often as possible without it getting really clunky. So the rule of thumb is to write first for people and write second for Google. So just bear in mind that if you don't tell Google who you are and what you do, it has no idea. So the way you tell it is through those keywords. So everywhere that you're updating, particularly in headers and things like that, like in the titles of your blogs and things like that, make sure that you've got those keywords. If you need a hand developing or understanding more about keywords, we've got some tools that can help you with that. The other thing you want to make sure that you've got is really solid links. So backlinks isn't as big a deal as it was probably 8-10 years ago, but it's still really important. So you can get credibility essentially from the other websites that you link to. So you don't want to be spamming your website full of links to other websites, but certainly if there's some really high ranking, solid, reputable websites that you are naturally affiliated with, or other businesses that you collaborate with, then make sure that you have links to them. So anywhere that's relevant, you don't want to be forcing it, but yeah, if it's in your blogs and you're talking about that collaboration, make sure that you show some love and share and direct people to them. Don't be afraid of directing people away from your website. Just kind of make sure that it's in a new tab, not leaving your site completely. The last thing is speed. So speed is regarding loading time of your website. People have zero patience online. If it doesn't load within a couple of seconds, they're going to go and try a different website. So it's super important, if you're not managing your own website, have a chat to your web developer about this. You want to make sure that your page is loading in a couple of seconds. So don't have massive images, don't have videos that are auto-playing all over the place that are slowing it down. Test it. There's a bunch of online page speed tests that you can do for free. Have a look at it, but it really might be something your web developer needs to look at. But if it's too slow, Google is really going to punish you in those rankings. So hopefully that helps. Just to recap, the first thing you want to do is make sure it's mobile responsive. Second, update all the time, update with keywords, update with backlinks, and then make sure that everything's loading and running really quickly. Let me know in the comments if you have any more questions or if you've got other ideas that might help people.